Oh, okay. Speaking of the YouTube channel, there's a thing that I did the other day, which I thought was pretty interesting. I put out a poll on the YouTube channel on the community page. And I asked, how excited are you for Surface Duo 2's announcement? 5 being the most excited imaginable, 1 being you could not care less. And I was actually really happy. I got like 413 votes, which is more than I expected. There's a lot of interaction. And what I want to do is I want to ask you, you've seen how I've soured because of the black screen bugs and all these sorts of things, the glitchiness over the last few months. 5 being the most excited imaginable, 1 being could not care less. What do you think? What number do you think won that poll? Because I was a little bit surprised.
Oh, for like everybody?
Yeah, 413 votes.
I'm gonna put 4. I'm gonna say 4.
Surprisingly enough, it was not only was it 5, it was 5 by double. Wow. 4 had 23%, 5 had 54% of the vote. 5 crushed it.
I totally get that though, because like I'm never gonna use a Duo type device, but like I'm excited for it to come out because I want to see a device that people deserve to have that works. Like I'm just so excited for you to be able to have one in your hands and not be like, oh, look at this, just not turning on the screen over here, or oh, my camera is fucked up, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Really surprised me, and it's interesting because a lot of like, it's not just me that soured. Like if you go to the Surface Duo subreddit, like the conversations have slowed way, which of course it's going to.
Yeah.
But it slowed way down, and the overall tone just feels more negative than it was before. And so, you would be forgiven if you thought that, like, oh, people have kind of soured a bit on this concept. They've soured on the Duo. They've not soured on the concept at all. And I think that's where I'm at. The concept is still something I'm super excited about.
I think that they are going to have to deliver something that is above and beyond what everyone expects because of the poor updates and the lack of bug fixes and just, I mean, not even having like a change log. Like that to me is crazy. Like I don't understand that. That's Microsoft,
Yeah,
like...
I tweeted a few days ago when they pushed out an update for my Fold, and on your Fold when you get your update, it has like its own custom update screen, and it has to change the log of the update on your phone in the update screen. And it's like, here's what we're doing. On the Duo, I think it literally just says improves device stability every time. And you're like, okay.
What does that mean?
And then like, sometimes it's almost a week before they post the actual changelog online, and you're like, that's what it is.
They're like, guys, we got to come up with something to put on the changelog. Can you think of anything? And they're like,
we broke one of the screens sometimes. Can we put that in there? Broke one screen sometimes. It's a bummer, but I was heartened to see that response from everybody. And the comments were I really hope that they've been paying attention to these problems and that this is going to get fixed. And speaking of Duo 2, and I'll kind of answer a couple of questions here. We got a question from Leroy Floin? How would you pronounce this? Floinn. There's an O apostrophe in front, so like Floin? Floin? I don't know. I
really don't know. I've never heard that one before.
I usually get good grades from people when I try to pronounce their names. Almost always, when they do reply to me, they say, "You did a pretty good job there." I'm in the dark on that one. So hopefully one of those two is correct. I deeply apologize if it's not.
Okay, I'm gonna guess it's Floin.
Sure. I don't know. Leroy.
Let us know.
This kind of plays into this. They asked if I thought Microsoft Launcher would get a big update with Duo 2. So I have had a sort of maybe a naive hope that Android 11 will drop right about the time that Duo 2 comes out, so that they'll be like, here's the Duo 2. Okay, look, here's the thing. Duo 2 has to be running Android 11 out of the box, okay? If they announce Duo 2 and it's like Android 11 coming soon, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. It has to be running Android 11.
Yeah.
So I think when they do that, they'll announce Duo 2 running Android 11 out either late September or early October. And then they're going to say, and the original Duo will be getting Android 11 right at the same time. Yes. Do I think that the launcher is going to get a major update? I sure as fuck hope so. Here's a crazy thing. If you install Microsoft Launcher on your Pixel, you have many, many, many more settings and features than I have on the same launcher on the device Microsoft makes. I can't do custom icons on my Duo's launcher. Like, how is there not feature parity on the launcher on the device that they make versus the version that just goes on everybody's phone? That's crazy. Do I think, here's the thing, do I think it's going to get some big update when the Duo 2 comes out? Maybe. But I don't feel that strongly about it. I kind of feel like they're focusing on the OS. That's kind of the feeling I've gotten.
And they should.
Which they should, but like the fact that their launcher still is so bare bones is just nuts to me. But, you know, look, let's be fair here, because the Z Fold 2 also can't do custom icons and also doesn't have a ton of features. Now, it's got more features than the Duo's launcher does, but that's true of any launcher. But when you're talking about a weird form factor phone, like the Fold's launcher has to scale. So what it does, like if you install any of the launcher on the Fold, it's the same launcher on your cover screen as it is on the interior screen, and it just looks weird. If it looks right on one, it looks wrong on the other. With the Fold's launcher, it actually gives you two different layouts. So you got your cover layout, which you can customize and have it to be whatever you want. And then when you open it, like you see my wallpaper there, whenever you open it, you get a completely different, actually long press there, completely different layout, different wallpaper if you want to do that, different widgets if you want to do that. It's like you essentially have two devices and two launchers, which makes sense for this device. So have they committed themselves to getting that right and left out some features? I get that. So I can't shit on it if I don't shit on this as well, but I'm going to shit on this less. I'm pointing at my Z Fold for audio listeners, because it's still got more features than the Duo does.
Right.
And did we talk about, Duo 2 rumors last week about as far as like the hardware goes? Last podcast?
I don't think so. I don't think we did.
I'll run through
I don't remember it.
I'll run through them really briefly. Duo 2 will be slightly thicker. Not a lot. Slightly thicker. These are the rumors I'm hearing, and these are coming from people.
Yeah.
These are people that are reliable. People that
I'm
have almost...
with that.
I'm
fine with that.
People who have almost certainly maybe even seen the thing. Slightly thicker. I also saw that these screens will be slightly bigger, but I saw that they'll be taller, and people got upset and said, "Oh, I like the 4x3 screens," and I get that. But here's what I think is happening. If you look at the Duo, you've got a big chin and a big forehead, right? So if you shrink the chin and you shrink the forehead, guess what? The screens are going to be taller.
Yeah.
So they're going to shrink the bezels. That's what's happening. Thicker, shrunken bezels, making the screens taller. There is going to be, I may be talking about how there's going to be an external camera with a bump and then probably a notch so that when you close it, you'll still be able to close flush. That seems like it's happening. And some people said, oh, well, how will you take a selfie then? I never said this camera was going away. You still have this camera. You're going to have two cameras, one facing in, one facing out. The one facing out will be much, much better. This will continue to be a standard selfie camera, webcam-y style thing. This will be an actual camera, and it's going to face outward. What else? NFC, wireless charging, these things are going to happen. Modern chipset, so a modern Snapdragon. I've not heard anybody definitively say, yeah, it's going to be the AAA, it's going to be 12 gigs of RAM, but expect, something like that. Would it shock me if they went with something like, like a 7 Series? No, and honestly, if the battery life was outstanding, I'd be fine with the 7 Series. but it's gonna be a modern chipset and more RAM. So those are the Duo rumors as they currently stand.